Time to take the 13th Company Space Wolves to Armies on Parade. Ow, ow, ow! Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, Armies on Parade. So yeah, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I've been working towards taking my Space Wolves to this year's Armies on Parade, see how they can do. Now, I've been very fortunate. My buddy's just dropped a board round for me that he got from his work. So it's all cut to size. I've just got to sand it down the edges and stuff, but it's all good to go. So that's really useful. And I've been waiting for this board to come because trying to work out exactly what I'm going to do for this Armies on Parade board, because I think the board obviously has a major impact on your army, so I need to spruce it up quite a bit. So I suppose I'm sort of going to be looking for some feedback as well, as throwing some ideas that I've already got during the last few months that I've been thinking about this. So let's just move over to the board here. So obviously this is a 2 by 2 foot board. Right, so my Space Wolves, let's just get a Space Wolf out. Okay, so my Space Wolves are on this sort of urban rubble, hopefully it will focus, there you go, urban rubble base. Now I was thinking of maybe trying to duplicate that on the board, and I was thinking the easiest way to do that is probably with some cork. So I could put some cork down in bits. The urban bases have like this like gaps in between where there's almost like sand, so I was thinking I could stick the cork down with some gaps in between and then just PVA some sand in between the gaps, and I reckon I could get quite a good duplication of that base. So that was my first sort of starting point, and then I was thinking my army basically consists of 3 squads of Grey Hunters, 3 HQs, and eventually we'll have 2 squads of Longfangs. Obviously I'm still painting 1, but it's going to be 2 squads of Longfangs. Now I do also have 30 Fenrisian Wolves painted, so that's my entirety of the army all painted up so far. So my vision was to have the Longfangs in a building or something at the back. Now I don't know if I'm going to have time to specifically design a building, or not design, but make a building for this board. If I do have time, I think that's the best way to go. But for now, I've just got a couple of my buildings out. I've been experimenting. Let's just stick one of these buildings on the back here. So I could potentially have a building at the back of the board. And then I was thinking having the Longfangs on there, so maybe 1 Longfang on that side, maybe 1 in the bottom there. I do have a varying selection of buildings, so I've got quite a tall one, which potentially I could put the Longfangs in the top of the building, which might look pretty cool. And then in the middle, I was going to have the 3 units of Grey Hunters, just like charging forward. And then I was thinking probably the Fenrisian Wolves at the front. I have a slight issue in that, let me just bring one of my wolves in. One of my wolves, which are there, not one of them, but all of my wolves are painted with their bases like that. So basically I painted my bases to match this board, and that's how that building is also painted there. So there's going to be a slight issue because those wolves are going to look a little bit odd on the board. So I came up with a solution, potentially might work, in that I could have the cork area, not necessarily on everything, so maybe have the cork on some of the areas with this urban rubble design, and then maybe at the front area here where the wolves are going to go, I could just use the sand just like I have on my board, so their bases match the board. And then probably if I go for this building, or not necessarily this one, but one of my original buildings here, I could also just like have some sand areas like around this board, so that when it's on the board it will match in. So that was one sort of thought. The other thought is obviously to rebase the wolves, which I probably am going to eventually do, but that's a big task in itself, especially some of these metal Fenrisian wolves. Going to be hard to pin. So I don't necessarily know I want to do that or have time to do that. The other option is to drop the Fenrisian wolves. Now I did paint them quite a long time ago, but I'm still happy with their paint job, so I don't think they'll have an impact on the final look of the army. But yeah, I could drop the wolves and just have the 2 units of Longfangs with the 3 Grey Hunter units and the 3 HQs. So those are the thoughts that have been like racking through my mind, but obviously now I have this board in my hand as such, I can soldier on and try and come up with a solid plan of what to do. Yeah, I'm looking for some feedback. What are your thoughts? Any ideas on this? As I said, I haven't got an awful lot of spare time to put into this board, but I do want to put enough time into it to make it look, you know, pretty decent, because I think ultimately it has a big impact on the army. So yeah, look forward to your thoughts, your suggestions, your ideas in the comments as usual, and I do really appreciate all the feedback and everything that you guys give me, so thanks for that. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.